You're listening to Hotepish with your host, Dwan B. Intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
Hawaiian vacation kind of shit that Duncan put on at the end. Nigga. That part got me ready to go to a luau. If somebody got a pig with an apple in the mouth, fire roasting that motherfucker, god damn. Sign niggas dance to that. They sign niggas dance to that part in grass skirts. But I love it anyway. How y'all doing? What it do, poppin'? Mr. Me. Knockout Noda. What up, all y'all? Tuning in from work and from not at work. Everybody here. And we have a very special episode today. What's up, Emmanuel Heath? You saw the episode of Shooting the Shit with Larry? Yes. Subscribe to Larry Goodwell's YouTube page. You'll find it on this page. I reposted this Shooting the Shit. Yeah, we was in the middle of the desert, shooting them guns, ARs. Yeah, my hand was sore for like 2 days after that. I got a Mossberg 590. And I got a pistol grip. You know, I got the pistol grip for the house. Pistol grips ain't meant to be shot like 60, 70 times. That's some shit you shoot like 1 or 2 round loads to make sure your accuracy is good, then go sit it back down. You ain't supposed to shoot no damn pistol grip Mossberg 590 60, 70 times. And I was shooting slugs and buckshots out that. My hand's sore as hell. Then I go and pick up the AR-15. That thing fired as smooth as a Cadillac. Damn near no kickback. I'm like, how's this AR with these long ass bullets? I gotta get me one of these. Yeah. Hell yeah, I was getting my Willie Manchester on. Hell yeah. I love my pistol grip Mossberg. That motherfucker, man. Yeah, come in this house if you want to. Shit, I got birdshot, buckshot, birdshot, buckshot for your ass if you do. Yeah. But we gonna talk about this topic. This topic has been a long time coming. And I touch on this a lot, you know, throughout my different broadcasts. I touch on this, but I want to dedicate a full broadcast to this particular topic. I want to dedicate a full broadcast to this because I think it's very important that we had this conversation about, you know, catch up or get left behind. Catch up or get left behind. I had shouts out to the sister, I don't remember her name, I had an interesting discussion in one of my last videos in the comment section. And the sister made some valid, you know, I don't mind people that take issue with things that I say. If you come at me a certain way, I can hear what you're saying. And I heard what the sister said because she came at a very respectful, polite way. And so we had a great discussion. But if you come at me disrespectful, see, the issue be people be thinking I don't hear what people say. No, I can hear what you say if you come at me correct. The issue be people coming at me disrespectful. Because I'm the type, you come at me disrespectful, I'm gonna go lower. And then they be like, Dwan, you teach, you shouldn't say nigga. You shouldn't cuss and do this. Fuck that, I'm a human first, god damn it. When you go low, I go lower. If you go to the ground, I'll go to the basement. If you go to the basement, I'll drag your ass down to hell. Let's make that very clear. Peace has always come at the end of the sword. Niggas be thinking peaceful people won't get down with you. Fuck, we won't. A truly peaceful person is myself. You have to defend your peace vigorously. So when people come at me in a disrespectful tone, I'm gonna talk about them and they mamas. Shouts out Talib Kweli. Bitch ass. Niggas be thinking just because I teach, I'm supposed to come around. I had some dude on my Twitter this last week saying, come on, brother. Stop saying nigga, brother. You teach. I was like, so? Then he was like, well, you talk all the time about going to college. Act like you went to college. I said, how does one act like they went to college? He said, no, man, just because you went to college, you got to present yourself that way. You can't be saying nigga. And my reply was, nigga, please. Nigga, they act like just because I went to college, I got to act a certain way. I paid for that degree, motherfucker, not you. The nerve. The nerve. Because I went to college, I got to talk a certain way? I got to present myself a way, assert myself a certain way for who? For what? Like, yeah, I went to college. But who paid for it? My parents paid for my first couple years. And I paid for the rest. Out my own pocket. Shit, I spent 6.5 years in college to get my BA degree. Because I partied like a motherfucker. I partied and worked hard. I always worked. Shit, my mom was like, you gotta work, nigga. I worked. Worked at the bank. When I was in college, I had a side hustle doing loans on the side for all A paper, all things that got denied by the bank because it wasn't A paper. I had a side business to cover them. I played the drums in 2 different bands. I played the drums in church when I was in college. Nigga. So some semesters I'd only take 2 classes. Other semesters I'd take 6 classes. It depended on if I liked my professors or not. But at the end of the day, I went through those trials and tribulations. I studied for those finals. I used to get home from the club at 6 a.m., take a shower and go to school and take a final at 8 a.m. I put in that work. So can't no motherfucker come tell me how to act after the work that I fucking put in for a degree that I paid for. You don't sit your monkey ass down. The nerve. Sometimes I be thinking the nerve of some of these people. The nerve of you niggas. The nerve. Trying to tell me how I gotta talk. Yeah, Travion, my nigga basically trying to say I should act white. Hey, I went to a college and I'm a college graduate and I had a such and such GPA and I went to that school. Nigga, I went to Cal State University Northridge. The McDonald's of colleges. Because it's a Cal State in every fucking city. Nigga, if you had a C average in high school, you can get in. And you know what my degree was in? My degree was in communication studies. My minor was cultural anthropology. So I studied culture and I studied proper communication. And you know what I learned with my college degree in communication studies? We spent a lot of time on I had 2 different classes just on what words are. What do words mean? Signs and symbols, the difference between signs and symbols, words, and how words are nothing but symbols. A symbol is something that the person using the symbol attaches a value or association to. For instance, I wasn't even gonna go here, but let me go here and teach. Since motherfuckers want to call me a teacher and shit, let me teach. Shit. Let me go ahead and teach. Symbols and signs. A sign is a one-to-one connection. The sun. You know what that is. That's the sun when you go look up at that motherfucker. Then you have symbols. Symbols are things that change based on who's assigning the value of it. And words are symbols. Instance, the swastika is now known as a symbol of hate. That's because those crackers in Nazi Germany took symbols that already existed. They call this on here, this particular slide, because I'm off the top of my head, so I couldn't put in my regular stuff. This is something I put off Google real quick. They assigned to the Buddhists, but it goes back further than that. It goes back further than even before Buddhism. It's a symbol of peace, a symbol of balance, a symbol of equality. That's why you have all of these separate parts on this thing. This is balance and equality. That's what this symbol always meant until the 1920s, when the Germans went ahead and took it and repurposed the symbol into a sign of hate and whatever. What does that mean? We as people have the power to associate whatever meaning we want behind the symbols we put out there. To the undereducated, they'll take a symbol and take someone else's version of that symbol, someone else's definition of that symbol as their own. Let me tell you something. You as a human being, you have the power to either accept or reject someone else's symbols. You also have the power of creating your own symbols and assigning a value and meaning to that. True power is making others bend to your definition of that symbol. That's power. When you say we have to run from that symbol because of someone else's definition of that symbol, that's you showing weakness, either consciously or unconsciously. You may not even be aware that you're showing weakness, but you are. So when we talk about words like nigga, nigger, niggas, naga, whose definition do you associate with that word? If you decide to associate the Europeans' bastardization of that word, fine. I'm not going to argue with you, because y'all know me, I don't like arguing over dumb shit. That's great. I just want you to own that. I want you to look in the mirror and say, I've accepted their version of that word. That's why it bothers me. And be okay with it. Me personally, when I say nigga, it can sometimes mean get the fuck out of my way, nigga. It can also mean that's my nigga right there. Man, I love them niggas over there. If I say I love them niggas over there, shit, I mean, that's the highest form of love I can express. Because I associate the words with what we were using it as before the Europeans' bastardization of the word. I like saying nigga because it rhymes. You know, sometimes you be talking shit. It's just a good accent word. You be running around. You telling the story. Dog, man, I was coming out that store and these motherfuckers over there. You can say motherfucker, or you be like, I was walking out the store and these niggas came up over here. You can say, oh yeah, these brothers came over. It'll sound cool, but when you say, man, them niggas over there, it just got a rhythm to it. The story sounds funnier and more engaging. Because I have the power to associate what I the fuck feel like associating that word in. And so do you. But the last thing you can tell people, a lot of people, is they have power. Most people are afraid of power. Most people still want to follow behind and be led by the nose, be taught, and be good little pets and animals. If that's you, that's fine. I'm not judging either way. But that dovetails into our topic today: catch up or get left behind. You have the power. Okay? Same thing when I hear people be like, you can't call some me black. I'm not black. I am the indigenous American of the United States. And that's fine. I have nothing wrong with that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. You have your definition of what your indigenous status is. The legal system has their definition. I don't get into that fight because, yes, I have the power to name myself what I want, but I don't have the military power to back it up when it comes to dealing with the court system. Black is a made-up ethnicity, but guess what? So is white. There's no such thing as whiteness. Black don't exist like white doesn't exist. When I use the terms black and white, I'm speaking within the context of our political classification within this country, as a means to minimize confusion. Because going back to my degree in communication studies, for you niggas out there that don't like me saying nigga because I got a degree, listen to this nigga shit. When it comes to teaching and speaking on things going on around the country, you're trying to tell a news story. If you're trying to talk about what's going on and you're spending the whole speech saying, okay, the indigenous American, or those so-called classified as black, man was walking down the street and he got shot by a Caucasian man, European, classified as white in the United States of America, if you want to take that term. By the time you do all that, people forgot what the fuck you talking about. You can do that. But if you want people to follow what you're saying and understand the greater point, you're not going to be too successful with all of these caveats. I know I'm not black. My skin is very brown. I know I'm indigenous to this land. I got the paper. Unlike a lot of you niggas, I actually got the paperwork to prove it. But I'm not going to sit here and act as if I can speak over everyone and get into talking about the so-called classification of the black male and think that I'm going to be able to get people to follow what I'm saying. What's more important, the story or your personal hangups? Because guess what? When it comes to the system of white supremacy, we've been classified as black for a little while. But guess what? When those of us who were classified as mulatto, I have great-great-great-grandparents that were classified as mulatto, but they were still slaves. And when their slave master was going to give them the land in his will after he died, the state of Mississippi still jumped in and said, no, them mulattoes can't get that land because they ain't white. The system, this United States political system we are in has two classifications, white and non-white. If they see you in the non-white category, you can call yourself a Moor, you can call yourself an Israelite, you can call yourself a Tibetan, you can call yourself an ancient Mesopotamian, nigga, you can call yourself Shaft and Superfly. The court's gonna be like, okay, nigga. All right? We've had all kinds of classifications. When we were Negroes, we weren't getting our rights. When we were classified as indigenous, look, speaking of great-great-great-grandparents, I have 3 that I've researched so far, because you know, as you go further back in your lineage, your ancestors multiply. You got 4 grandparents, 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, 32 great-great-great-grandparents, 64 great-great-great-great-grandparents, 128 great-great-great-grandparents, and I keep going on and on and on and on. But so far, I've identified 3 great-great-great-grandparents that were listed in the census as Native American. Guess what? They weren't listed as white, so they still got treated like niggas. See, that's understanding. Like, see, language is like math. That's why they gave you word problems in math. They have deductive reasoning. When you're in a discussion, when you're talking about things, you whittle things down to their lowest common denominator, like a fraction. 8/4 is an improper fraction. You better wither that down to 2/1 and then divide that to 2. Lowest common. You can't go around saying 75/100. No, you got to lower that down to 3/4. That's how language works for you technical niggas over what we should be calling ourselves. What's the lowest common denominator? See, the reason why they can confuse you calling yourself Hebrew, calling yourself Moorish, calling yourself this, that, or the other is because they're doing math. They're doing fractions without withering the fractions down to the lowest common denominator. You know, before you add your fractions, you got to take both sides to the lowest common denominator. Then you do your math. You don't add 20/2 plus 10/4. No. You divide 2 into 20, that's 10. 10/4, that goes in, 4 goes into 10, 2.5 times. and you do 10 times 2.5. That's how you get an accurate answer. No different with language. You get down to the nitty-gritty of what things mean. And in this geopolitical system, things are classified at the lowest common denominator as black versus white. I mean, not black versus white, either white or non-white. Non-white covers everything that ain't white. Non-white covers Moorish. It covers Algonquin. It covers non-white. Covers Muskegee. You non-white. Oh, I'm Seminole. Non-white. Unless you're a white Seminole. Unless you're one of those $5 Indians. But them niggas is still white. Let your black ass try to get on the Seminole Nation roll with your indigenous status and see what they say. So I'm not about to major in the minors and have one of them old bullshit ass conversations over what we call ourselves. Call yourself Tinkerbell for all I care. I don't give a fuck what you call yourself. If you can't back it up with a military presence, that's what it is. But what you call yourself geopolitically has nothing to do with who you are. You're bigger than the name. We're humans. Humans are bigger than names and classifications and statuses. I identify as black because you crackers say black is a bad thing. That's cool with me. I don't expect to be given some pleasant label by a group of degenerate people. I call myself black because it minimizes confusion. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Because if I call myself something else, which I can, which I have no, like I said, I have no issue with those of you who do. Okay. Can you back it up? Smash the like button. Smash the like button and share. That's what we're talking about here. Catch up or get left behind. There's this thing going on in society where I don't know. Now I'm talking about within black society. Within the people who descend from the slave fields of the United States. There is this misnomer that we all have to wait for the most downtrodden of us. This conversation is spurred, like I said, again, because yes, if y'all listened to my broadcast yesterday, towards the end, I talked about when Jeff Brown, friend of this show, he's done this show a few times. We talked yesterday. I thought we could do a show this week, but he's so goddamn busy. We're going to do a show in a few weeks. It's going to be a couple more weeks before I can get Jeff Brown on here. But Jeff Brown was on Kevin Samuels' show, and he asked a great question about, because Kevin Samuels was talking about marriage and, black men possibly dating outside of our race. So Jeff Brown called in and asked a very good question about what about generational wealth? What about marrying within our own community to pass the generational wealth down? Kevin Samuels went into doing what he always does, reading bogus stats about how downtrodden black people are, how we don't have any money, make less than $40,000 a year, yada, 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 and blew off our brother Jeff Brown's question. Yeah, Uncle Jeff. We're not blood related, but Jeff is definitely like an uncle. He's an uncle to the show. He's an uncle to me. Somebody said the energy of the term black carries, the term black carries whatever energy you assign to it. So if you assign death to black, own the energy you carry with it, okay? Because black is also the birth of life. All things come from the black. Plants come from the black soil. Stars are born out of black holes. Diamonds are created in the middle of a black no light pressure filled environment. Babies come out of a black womb. All life comes from the black. All color comes from the black. So if you the kind of person that associate black with death, that means you've taken on the Europeans' definition of it. So I need you to own that. That's a whole nother topic, talking about all the greatness and beauty that comes out of the black. Take a look at nature. Where do you go when you sleep? You go to the black. It ain't no goddamn light in your sleep. It's black. This planet was born out of the black. You were born out of the black. All life comes from the black. Shit. Again, that goes back to definitions and signs and symbols. Black was always the sign of life until the European came around and said, nope, I'm going to change the definition. They exercise their power, and unfortunately, too many black people acquiesce and allow them to have it. Instead of saying, no, bitch, I say this is what it is, motherfucker, and I can prove it. Look at nature. What don't come from the black? Nigga, I'm proudly black. See, these niggas don't want to have a debate with me on black and language. I'll pull out my old college textbook so fast on your ass. I pull out my old debate slides. When I used to debate college fucking professors at the age of 21. Nigga. Back to what we talking about. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? And Donna C says she's been to 3 black weddings this year. Facts. I've been to 2. Yes, but for those of you coming in, we're talking about our brother Jeff Brown. Star put his channel up in the chat. Jeff Brown TV, Draft Balls. Salute to Jeff Brown. You see him with Zoe Williams. And salute to Zoe Williams. Zoe is going to be on Craig Facts tomorrow. I saw Zoe at the radio station this past Saturday. We talked for a little bit, man. Much love to Zoe Williams. But Jeff was sort of blown off because he was talking about, well, what about generational wealth? And Kevin Samuels told Jeff that Jeff was putting the cart before the horse. Basically, black people are broke down, destitute, and we got to get our shit together before we have that conversation. Salute to our brother Jason Black for calling him out for that. Nigga, you just didn't have an answer. Because black people aren't, yeah, hell yeah. Are we on the bottom economically? Yes, we are. Do we have a lot of shit that we need to get together and clean up? Hell yeah. We got a whole lot of bullshit. We got a long way to go to be where we know we can be. But just because we aren't where we should be or where we can be, don't mean all is bad. I had someone telling me that, oh, black people don't have nothing to hand down. Bullshit. Let's tell the truth. I worked at the bank when I was in college. I paid my way through college from working at the bank, cash, in Inglewood. I saw every day people coming in, refinancing their homes in Inglewood. Because see, let me do a history lesson for y'all. Property values from the 60s through the 90s raised very gradually, very slowly. Slow. Very slow. Then President Clinton signed a law making it easier, quote unquote, for people to have access to buy a home, which basically allowed deregulated banks to a point to where they can offer bigger loan amounts for people with lesser credit. So when that happened, insert President Bush. Bush basically turned a blind eye to what was going on in the mortgage industry. So Bear Stearns, Countrywide, Greenpoint Mortgage, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Wachovia Bank, Washington Mutual Bank, amongst others, started creating these what's known as subprime loans. Subprime loans allowed people to borrow up to 80%. They used to be up to 80% of the value of the home. They started allowing you to borrow up to 100, sometimes 110% of the value of the home without having to prove income or assets. What did that do? It turned into a cash out bazaar. Just everybody cashing out. Because a lot of people who got loans in the 80s, they loans was like at 8%, 9%, 6%, 12%. I saw this on my desk every day. And after I left the bank, I did mortgage banking for another 4 years. I worked in hard money lending, Alt-A lending, subprime, A paper. If you wanted, DwannBrown had it. So I saw with my own eyes black folks with equity in the house refinancing the home. And I'm telling them, look, if you're going to take this money out, at least put a portion of it back into the house. Get new windows. Re-stucco the house. Get some grass planted in the backyard. Add on an additional room. Upgrade your bathrooms. Upgrade your kitchen. You know what niggas was doing? Buying Chrysler 300. They was refinancing their house to buy a Chrysler 300. Refinancing their house to buy a BMW 525 series. Getting houses inherited from grandmama. Taking all the equity out. Fighting with their sister over it and losing it. All black people ain't destitute. A lot of black people do get shit and fuck it off and squander it off. And it's my belief is because all we do is talk about those who don't have. So when you do get a black person that does have something, it's hard to find black people talking about what to do with what you got. Because you got too many niggas out here talking about what we don't have. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of niggas in the projects that ain't done shit. But everybody got that in their culture. You don't see Asians running around talking about we ain't gonna talk about business because of all these Asian massage parlors where all these Asian women are going around sucking dicks all goddamn day for tips, acting as if they doing massages. Asian society don't slow down for them. The Japanese don't be like, we can't talk business. We can't talk about how to buy whole cities because of the Yakuza. These Japanese Yakuza niggas be running up in houses over in the city of industry all the goddamn time, robbing other Asians because all they do is carry cash. You don't see Asian society saying, let's slow down because we got a Yakuza problem doing home invasion robberies. No. The smart keep pushing. And this channel is a place for the smart people. For the people who, even if you don't have it, you have a desire to get it. So once you get it, you'll know what to do with it. That's what we talk about here. I'm not going to not talk about progressive things because Shaniqua in the Jordan Downs projects don't want to get her shit together. Matter of fact, that bitch don't even listen to this show. She listened to goddamn D.L. Hewley and his sorry ass. Go look. Stupid people have no shortage of places to go to be entertained. The whole entertainment industry, even the news, is dedicated to stupid people. The news don't talk about what's going on around the world. They talk about celebrity gossip. This whole world is set up to entertain stupid people. People who don't want nothing better for themselves. People who think low of themselves. People who think everybody's a hater. Them niggas got more than enough entertainment. Every fucking song that hits the radio entertains them kind of niggas. Where do people who think more of ourselves go? Where do we get entertained? Where do we get information and useful news that can help us out? Where do people go who ain't about that bullshit when they want to hear a message that's going to uplift them and show them a way to go, give them a solution to a problem? Where do they go? Do I got to change my programming and stop talking about solutions? Stop talking about those of us who were smart with what we got? Do I stop that? Because your family fucked off everything that they had? This is a serious question. Should I stop talking to these dope ass people in my chat room right now? Y'all see them? FBA Strong, what's up? Smoke Splitter, Quan S, Knockout Media, Noda. Do I stop talking to these intelligent people, giving them something that hopefully they can use? Because I talk a whole lot. Hopefully they can use some of this shit. Do I stop throwing out shit that people can use that are about something positive? Because little shit starter want to go shoot somebody up at the liquor store tomorrow? At what point do we stop slowing down for people who don't want to do better by themselves? Or for themselves? Let me go deeper, because look, it's not even necessarily about where you are. It's about where you want to go. There are people in the projects listening to me right now that don't have their shit together, but they want to have their shit together. How are they going to get their shit together? How are they going to have a greater vision for themselves if I'm always addressing the niggas they trying to run from? It's niggas in the hood right now in abject poverty, looking around their situation, trying to get out that shit. But because they uncle don't know shit, because they neighbor don't know shit, they come to YouTube trying to get some shit that they don't get in their immediate environment. Hopefully, I can get that to them. Do I ignore them? because the person that they trying to run from don't want to do better for themselves? This is a serious question for the people out there who think on this level. Because there are a lot of black people who are winning and who've always won. And there are black people out there who win but don't know what to do with their winnings. Getting houses inherited and selling it to cash out and move to Vegas, when all you have to do is take the house, with the rents being the way they are, rent that bitch out, cash out maybe 50 grand for you to put down on a house in Vegas if you so choose to move, and rent the house out in LA. Because if someone passes you down a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Los Angeles, California right now, you could rent that whole out for at least $4,500 a month. If you're in the fucking ghetto, you can still rent it out for $3,500 a month. I mean, in the hood, that house could be on Normandy and 78th. And if it got 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, you can rent that bitch out for $3,500 right now. You can still move your ass to Vegas and have a piece of property that's going to appreciate. But no, what do? We sell it. You're going to take, because you can sell a house right now for $800,000 in the hood, Normandy and 67th. You can sell, if it's in good shape, you can sell it for $800,000. If it's in bad shape, you can sell it for $700,000. Grandmama probably owed $200, $250 on it. You about to cash out $500,000? Or you can keep that because the values are only going to rise. But we do dumb shit because a lot of us don't know any better. When we do, I'm talking about the ones who do have it. But black folks don't have these conversations, because when we do have these conversations, you always gonna get some niggas that run around talking about, man, I think you sound like you better than us. Shit, black people ain't got nothing. We just doing bad now. We just doing so bad. Oh Lord, we doing so bad. We just doing so bad, we can't talk about nothing good. That's why we don't have these conversations. Niggas like me, for years, like, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna talk like, I'm 40 years old now. I'm just now getting to the point to where I can boldly have a lot of these conversations out loud. Because in my early 30s, especially in my 20s, I didn't want to talk about a lot of this shit because I was so tired of degenerates coming around telling me, man, you sound like you better than us. I just hated having that conversation. So I wouldn't even bring up shit like this because I didn't want to deal with these niggas. No more. No more. The ignorant amongst us, they've held the mic for too long. It's time for the people with fucking brains to boldly speak out again. Don't be embarrassed. You got something intelligent to say. And the intelligent black people be so scared to say something because of what all these ignorant motherfuckers we got around us is going to say in return. We got to stop that. The intelligent amongst us got to start speaking some more. We got to talk again. We need to be the ones leading the conversation. Intelligent black people have been afraid for too long to speak up. We got to shake that shit. That's how it's going to change. These dumb motherfuckers got the mic because we gave it to them. We just got tired of dealing with their ignorance and was like, all right. Let's just let these niggas talk and we gonna go over here and okay, yeah, whatever. That's right, Jayla. They ostracize a truth teller, then get mad when we keep talking. That's right. We gotta stop being afraid, the intelligent amongst us. We gotta start talking again. And if they don't like it, they can kiss your ass. You don't like them talking, but yet they keep talking, right? I know you niggas is tired of these motherfuckers always having a mic and talking. Do they care about your feelings? And you been tired of them running their mouth? Oh, if I'm going to be tired, nigga, it's going to be 2 tired motherfuckers in this building. Because I'm going to keep talking. How about that? Treat others how they want to be treated, fine. I'm tired of your bullshit. You about to be tired of my bullshit. But I'm not going to sit here quiet anymore just so I don't have to, just so I don't hurt your feelings. No, see, that's a good question, CN. That's a great question. CN asks, can we speak truth to power without stepping on people's heads? No, we can't. Speaking truth to power requires you to step on people's heads. And we have to get comfortable with that. Let me tell you why. The power, and I'm glad you asked that question, CN. The power structure is responsible for the dumbing down of the general population. The power structure, those that control what goes into our education, what goes into our media, what goes into what we read, write, see, and hear, our music, they're the ones responsible for the dumbing down. Okay? They're responsible for it. But the way governments work is, a government is very, very, very small, extremely small organization within a nation. In order for power structures to work, they have to get the citizenry to buy into whatever bullshit they're preaching. So when they keep pushing these nonsense out there, left, right, the people intake it because the people don't think. And they take on what the information fed to them as part of their own identity. It's not their ideology. These people don't take time to find out what their personal ideology truly is. So they take on the ideology of the power structure. So when you address the power structure, the people jumping in your way, they're going to feel as if you're talking to them. You're not necessarily talking to these people. You're really talking to the power structure that trained these people. But these people have taken on their training like good dogs, and they've since self-identified with that training. So they take what you're saying about a greater society in large as you talking about them. How many times have you gone on a Facebook post or Twitter post or Instagram post and you've written something and then somebody jumps in the comments section and they get it saying, so are you saying you talking about me? Or they take it as something personal, as if you were talking about them. You weren't thinking about that motherfucker when you wrote it. But they jump in as if you talking about them. How many times does that happen? More than everyone here can care to count, I'm sure. So I said that to say, no, you cannot speak truth to power without stepping on heads. It's a guarantee you're going to step on heads. Because the people that believe the bullshit the power fed them identify with the bullshit, and they're going to take it personal when you say things counter to their programming. Remember this, when you're speaking to people's programming, they're going to have a cognitive dissonance at first. Look, you guys know what cognitive dissonance is. Look it up if you don't. They're going to experience cognitive dissonance. That's basically, in a nutshell, when new information is introduced to people, cognitive dissonance is the reaction to that is anger. Whenever a bit of information has been presented to disrupt a person's worldview, they will be angry. That's always the first step. Hell, when new introduction is given to me, I was angry at first for certain things. And then you know what? After you get past anger, the learned person will learn more about that information and find out and research deeper. Then there are other people who are going to see that and run in the opposite direction 10,000 miles an hour. They ain't dealing with it. You're right, Jerome W. People in their feelings today. You're right. People are in their feelings. That'd be the problem. People be in their feelings. And you can't do nothing to account for people's feelings. There is no mathematical equation to account for everyone's feelings when you're speaking in general. No way. Hey, I appreciate that, Star. Hey, Star, I'm taking my sample packs off in the Mix Studios, so you don't have to put that one up anymore. My new sample packs are gonna be coming out on a new website being built. LiveDrumSamples.com is my website being built. I'm taking this shit to a whole nother level with my drum and stuff. Well, I appreciate you, Star, but I'm not gonna be going through In the Mix Studios anymore for my live drum sample packs. I have my own website that them hoes are about to go on, and this shit about to be fire. But that's another story that I will drop on you guys when it's time and ready. But people are in their feelings, so you're going to hurt people's feelings. But guess what? Here's the beautiful thing about that. For every feeling you hurt, there's somebody that heard what you said that can use what you said. And they'll take it and do something with it. I'm personally more in tune with giving people something that they can take and run than I am hurting the feelings of someone who wasn't going to do anything with the information anyway. If a person's on that vibration of where new information hurts their feelings and they get mad and sad, look, that's somebody, even if their feelings weren't hurt, they ain't going to take the information and do nothing with it. At best, the information to be intellectual masturbation at best. And I ain't here for that. My hope and desire is everyone test what I'm saying, like for real. Test what I'm saying. That's why I wrote a book. That's why I wrote a whole fucking book on finding you doing the best you can to find your way. Oh, these are yesterday's slides. Let me take that shit down. That's why I wrote a whole fucking book. No time to waste. Get it on breakthroughas.org right now. How to find your gifts from within. And I taught a full webinar on how to get more out the book. Because I don't know everyone out there. Thousands of people listen to my program. I can't tell thousands of people what to do. Specifically. But I can write a book and teach you how to find your gifts within. Because in this book, that's how I found my gifts. Like I literally write. Thank you, Star. Star has a link in the chat room. I literally wrote what I used to get myself out of the deepest hole I had ever dug for myself. When I was in the deepest, darkest time of my life, this book is the tools I used to get myself out of that dark spot. This book is a book that I use to teach in my years working with children and families. Literally hundreds of families. Literally hundreds of teenagers and children as young as 8. These are the tools I use with them on finding their gifts within. Because your money is in your passion. That's where your money is. Your money is in doing the shit that you do every day for free. Things that wake you up in the morning. Things that get you out of bed. Things that excite you. That's where your money is. You fucking hate going to that job every day because that's not where your gift is. You selling out your own talent to take a few pennies to do something that you don't want to do. Now, if you're the kind of person that wake up in the morning and you go to work and you happy, then shit, that means you in your lane. You doing the right thing. You supposed to wake up every day happy to do what you do. If you ain't waking up every day happy to do what you do, you need to find what that is. And then once you find what that is, find a way to do something about it and make some money doing that shit. I appreciate that, Emmanuel Heath. He said you got the ebook is definitely helping. Yeah. Because we ain't no good to each other if we mad all day working somewhere we don't want to be. You the best person you can be for your significant other, for your family, for your friends, if you're spending your day doing what the fuck you want to do. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you what that gift is. I ain't that smart. All I can do is hopefully influence a way for you to find that through your story. I'm not just here running my mouth. I'm really trying to help you niggas. I love y'all. For real, for real. Nigga, I really care that people get better. I really do. And within my love and within my care, I'm still a nigga. No, don't let my love and my care be mistaken for some nigga that's trying to run around and be the inspiration to all. Ooh, you can't cuss. Ooh, you can't smoke weed and go on mushroom trips. Nigga, I bought some mushrooms yesterday. I can't wait to eat these motherfuckers. Larry, I know I told you, my brother, that I'm probably not going to do any more shrooms till around Thanksgiving. I don't think I can wait. I'm a nigga. Profound and profane, light and dark. I own my dark side. I don't run from it. I face that shit. My fat ass got a love affair with soda and goddamn eating late. My dark side fucking love eating some bullshit at the wrong goddamn time and washing it down with a soda. Nigga, I'll go 2-3 months without drinking soda. Think I'm good. Soda like crack to me, man. I'll go 2-3 months without drinking soda. Nigga, I'll have one soda, then shit, I'll finish off that 2-liter. I know I ain't got my shit together. Same with fast food. I would not eat fast food, and then nigga, I'll smell some goddamn McDonald's fries and shit. I love they goddamn fries. I struggle with certain shit, man. I ain't perfect. Nigga, my fat ass struggles with certain things. There's some areas of my life that I'm a fucking PhD in. And there are other areas of my life that I'm a fucking 5-year-old in. I am 5 years old in a lot of areas of my life. I don't know shit. I don't know how to control it. I don't know how to tame it. There are other areas of my life that I'm a fucking expert in. I'll outsmart George Washington Carver on relationships. Shit, now when it comes to relationships, communication, how to hold a woman down, how to be a great friend and be a great person, how to be a good businessman, shit, we can talk all day on that. How to listen to good music, how to nourish myself musically, properly, how to communicate in a non-violent manner, be able to get my point of view across. I'm a fucking expert. But let me drive by Hoodies and smell them rib tips. I can't help it. I face my dark side. I accept it. And through acceptance, little by little, I get better. Little by little, I get better. And no, I don't, it's 11:11, my favorite time of the day. Little by little, I get better. But I don't be listening to niggas like, Dwan, you need to lose weight. I be like, hold on, nigga, you an alcoholic. Yeah, my weight's going to affect me. Your vice is going to kill a whole freeway of people. Yo drunk ass. The fuck you doing judging me? Oh, Dwan, you need to lose weight. Well, nigga, you need to control your temper. You and your goddamn 40s still trying to fight people. You in your 30s still can't control your temper long enough to not get in a fucking fight. Can't get along with your own goddamn family members. You got demons too, motherfucker. Leave me the fuck alone. I deal with my shit, you deal with yours. Dwan, man, you need to lose weight. Nigga, you need to learn how to not punch your wife in the mouth. You wonder why she going around cheating and she fucked the deacon at church behind your back. It's because every time you get mad, you punch her in the mouth. Mr. Six-Pack Abs. You take some beautiful Instagram pictures. In shape, nice car. But your dumb ass can't control your hands. I'd rather be able to not avoid Randy's Donuts than not avoid hitting my woman in the face when she says something I don't like. The difference between me and you is my issues front and center. You see it every time I'm on camera. Your issues behind closed doors, so you get to come outside and project as if you got all your shit together. Fuck you and your fake ass nigga. And this ain't to no one person in general. This to anybody with that mindset. Got people all the time running around taking beautiful Instagram photos of their family, yet you sitting at home playing video games instead of paying your kids attention. You got a beautiful family, look great for the gram, smell nice, look nice, dress nice in public, but your kids hate you because the minute you get home, you playing video games or you arguing with your girl, leaving your kids to their own devices. Now you wonder why they in school starting fights. Because they don't get no fucking attention at home. But the world don't see that. So you get to come outside and judge those who wear their issues literally on their body. That's why I always say, people, you have to love yourself. You have to know yourself. Nobody out there can judge you and tell you what you need to be. What you need to be is completely defined by you. Who you are, what you need to be, is completely defined by you and nobody else. Nobody can tell you what's best for you. You got to reach down to your inner voice, get in contact with that, know who that is. And what you don't know, pick up a few books and find out, and do your best to reach whatever goal you set for yourself. How about that? I ain't no goddamn guru telling you that I got all my shit together so you do too. Hell no, I got demons too, motherfucker. But guess what? Me, you, we, I, us, we're going to conquer our demons together. We're going to get them hoes in line and turn them motherfucking demons into angels. That's what we gonna do. That's what we gonna do. That's right. Every time big niggas can be in shape. Shit. Before my last knee surgery, look, Larry tell you in the chat room. Before my last knee surgery, shit. Nigga, I was 330 pounds playing basketball 4 to 5 hours a day, 4 days a week. And very quick, too. I didn't use power. I would use my power if you lean on me when I'm in a post. The minute I feel that pressure from your elbow in my back, boom. I could drop step to either hand, left or right. The drop step wasn't there, the fadeaway was. If that wasn't there, I could face up, bank shot, boom. Man, nigga, my game was complete. I got actual human beings in this chat room, if y'all think I'm lying, that will verify what I'm saying. I run all goddamn, hell, now I just had my surgery last month. I'm back at it. Nigga, I've been back on my bike this past week. I'm already up to 6 miles a day on that bike. Just been back on that motherfucker for 3 days. I'm already up to 6 miles. I'll be back up to 12 miles by the end of November. By Thanksgiving, I'll be up to 12 miles a day on my bike. And 30 minutes a day on my punching bag. Like all my vitals checked out good when I had my physical. But I got a big ass stomach and titties. It is what it is. I love myself though. It's all good. It's all good. But we talking about catch up or get left behind, which makes me want to transition to part 2 of this. We're going to talk about the whole we need to come together thing and why that's a myth and why that's not necessary for us moving forward. In the meantime, give me a 1 minute break. I got to get some more water. I'll be right back to you motherfuckers in 1 minute. Church of Dwan B. Shit. Got my water now. Usually I have my water right here lined up for y'all. Today, for some reason, I didn't. This nigga Eduardo said Dwan went to do some suicides. I hated suicides when I played basketball. Run to the free throw line. You had to touch the free throw line, and if one nigga in line didn't touch it, you had to start over. Run to the free throw line, run back to the baseline. Run to the three-point line, run back to the baseline. Run to half court, run back to the baseline. Run to the other opposite side free throw line, run back to the baseline. Then run baseline to baseline. And whoever was last had to do it again. As fat as I was, nigga, when I played basketball, I was never the last motherfucker. Because I was not trying to run them suicides twice. Oh, I hated suicides. I hated suicides. Oh, Liberated, yep. I know you play basketball. He said I had to finish first because you were the point guard. Yep. When I used to coach, and then when I play, yep, point guards gotta finish first. Cause y'all the niggas handling the ball. Y'all the ones that gotta break the press. The point guards gotta be in best shape. Hell yeah. Yeah, you hooped. Point guard always had to finish first on them suicides. Yeah. But the next question I ask is, do we really need to come together? Is black folks coming together a necessary component to liberation? Is it? Do we really need to come together? Let's take a dive into that. There's on the screen, you have a picture of Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr. Why do I have them up there? I have them up there as an example. When nations are being built, infighting has always been, and will always exist. Infighting has never stopped a focused group from attaining its goal. As long as those who are around the infighting stay focused on the goal and not the individual, infighting don't mean shit. It's about being on code. It's about being on code. Let me say that one more time. It is about being on code. If leaders within that organization who are also on themselves on code, but they have a disagreement, those 2 or 3 individuals cannot stop a movement as long as everyone else stays on code with the larger plan. Now, if everyone decides to break code and choose a personality, choose a side, if people decide to pick a leader and follow that leader and not the ideology, then yes, it won't work. If you're following people and not the message, it can't work. You gotta follow the message. You gotta follow the code. Like we all saw this past weekend, Umar Johnson throwing more shots at Tariq. And Tariq hit him with a few jokes, but for the most part, didn't really hit him back the way he did the last time. I like both brothers. I personally wish I got introduced to Umar through Tariq's Hidden Colors. Do I personally wish them brothers could be on the same page? Yes. Is them not being on the same page gonna stop a motherfucking thing from me, us, we, of attaining our goal? Hell no. Do I wish Umar could get that school open and get some young children in that school? Yes. Do I think it's gonna happen? No. I hope like hell I'm wrong. I really do. Because we can use a strong Umar. But if Umar decides to continue to chase Mike Tyson for boxing matches, fake marry women to raise money for his school, and talk shit about people he don't like, that's unfortunate, but it ain't stopping shit. History lesson. During the construction of the United States of America, Nevis-born Alexander Hamilton, which, if you read the book, The Five Negro Presidents, J.A. Rogers goes in and talks about Alexander Hamilton's Negro blood based on his mother back in Nevis. Early documentation shows that he was probably a mulatto. But that's another story. Alexander Hamilton, leader of the Federalist Party, responsible for the current U.S. Treasury, founding father of the United States on the $10 bill because of his work. Umar, I'm over here talking about Umar. I see money. Hamilton had a bitter disagreement and bitter issues with Aaron Burr. His issues stem with Burr beating out his father-in-law, General Philip John Schuyler, for a seat in the U.S. Senate. So, since Hamilton, father-in-law lost to Burr, Hamilton basically took it upon himself to undermine Burr's political career for the rest of his life. Alexander Hamilton was such a hater to Burr, to when Burr ran for the governor of New York, it was Hamilton that used his power as leader of the Federalist Party and the United States Treasury. He used his power to dissuade voters from voting for Burr for the governorship of the state of New York. Hating like a motherfucker. Hate, 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 hate. So, Burr's like, all right, I ain't tripping. Whatever. So in 1800, when Burr ran for the presidency against Jefferson, it was Hamilton that used his influence as leader of the Federalist Party to dissuade potential voters from voting for Burr. So Burr lost the election, and back then, if you lost the election, you became vice president. And it's because of that election, they invoked the 12th Amendment to where the president got to choose their vice president. Before that, the vice president was whoever lost the presidency. Hamilton hated on Burr every chance he got. Hamilton also got in the middle of Burr's relationship with President Thomas Jefferson. So one day, Hamilton was talking shit, bragging about how he fucked up Burr's career. Burr said, "Oh, hell nah, you've been a hating motherfucker my whole goddamn time I've been in office. I challenge you to a duel." See, back then, when they were building this country, these motherfuckers literally shot and killed one another over differences in ideology. But guess what? The United States still got built. It was all kinds of backbiting and hating going on in the construction of this very country that we now live upon. Haters left and right. But see, the people who follow the code of building a new nation called the United States of America, they didn't buy into Alexander Hamilton the person or Burr the person. They took what those people gave, and when this duel happened and Burr killed Hamilton, they kept moving on. They didn't say, "Well, now the United States can't exist because we just keep hating on each other. Why do white folks always gotta be shooting each other? We ain't gonna never get done if we don't come together. If we don't stop shooting each other, we ain't gonna get nothing done." No, they weren't that fucking stupid. They said, "Damn, it's fucked up. Alexander Hamilton, creator of our treasury system, is dead. What are we gonna do?" They said, "Shit, we gonna keep this treasury that he left us, put his ass on a $10 bill and keep pushing." And shit, we don't want no more people getting killed over because of the tension between the president and the vice president. So fuck that. We gonna create the 12th Amendment and allow the president to select his own vice president, because I'll be damned if this country's gonna survive. We can't have vice presidents out here killing motherfuckers because they tried to thwart their political aspirations. So let's go ahead and create that 12th Amendment so this shit don't happen again. We're gonna keep Hamilton's treasury and we're gonna keep pushing. There was no coming together. No. No. I don't like that motherfucker. And I beat his ass. Didn't stop a whole nation from being built. A nation that's still here. What's the lesson in that, black people? The people you look up to, the so-called leaders, allow them to have their personality differences without that fucking up your vibe. If Umar decides to continue to being this dude that he's developed into being over the last few years, damn, sorry for you, brother, but he did leave a lot of useful information about that public school system. Better take that nigga Umar's information about what's going on in schools, special education, how to keep your child out of it. You better take what that man left you when it came to that and leave his personality behind. That's if you're on code and want to grow and do better. You take what they left you and you keep it pushing. Another thing we don't need to have is this symbolism shit, man. People say black folks need to come together because it symbolically shows. Fuck that. The last thing niggas need to be looking at is symbols anymore. Like y'all see how I bring my talks full circle back to symbols. Niggas have too many symbols. We don't need symbols of niggas coming together. We already have that. We already have it. Teach these black folks about the things that we created, we invented. Talk to them about the 60s and how we came together to get things done and how we can do it again. It's unified black folks. Boyce Watkins just had a whole all-black national convention. It was all kind of niggas coming together, showing some symbols of strength. Show them that. Shit. Hidden Colors DVDs had niggas from all different faiths and backgrounds and educational accomplishments coming together for a DVD talking about black history. Show them that shit if they want to come together. That don't mean nothing. People who want to be united will unite. Water meets its own level. Those who are serious about coming together on some 100 shit, not backbiting their brother when they do get together, because half these niggas talking about coming together, these be the main ones when you do come together, then be the ones trying to undermine and undercut and steal and play games with motherfuckers after they come together. No, come together with yourself. Unite your higher and your lower consciousness. Be the person that's out there doing and creating the changes that you seek. And I guarantee you, you're going to come across other people with that same ideology. And you two niggas can come together and show everybody else. Why don't you be the motherfucking example you think people who celebrities need to be? Celebrities ain't shit. You be that. Show it to your family, to your cousins, to people in your church, your job, your business, your neighborhood, your apartment complex. You be that. That ain't on nobody's job because they happen to have 1 million Twitter followers and the next one has 500,000 YouTube subscribers, or that person's been on this TV show and that rapper had a hit with. Fuck, man, we gotta mature past that, black people. Whatever it is we want to be, we think needs to be done, we want to see, whatever it is we want to see, we gotta be that first. I just had a couple people buy the book. I appreciate you too who just bought the book. No time to waste. It don't show many names here, but thank you. You get your mind right first and you gonna attract other people with their mind right. I ain't got no haters around me. You know why? Because I'm not one. And when they do come around, I can see them from far, far, far away and I can deal with them appropriately. I ain't got backbiters around me. You know why? Because I'm not one. And when people come around me with that backbiting energy, I feel it immediately. Because it's an energy that's foreign to my sensibilities. People who share my sensibilities, I feel that energy when they come near me. I know what I'm around. I feel it. Because I know what I am. I know who I am. And I feel when people who match that energy are around. People who come around on a totally different vibe, I feel it. I'm still nice to them. I'm still pleasant to them. But nigga, you keep your ass on the outskirts of my environment. You dig what I'm saying? You go over there. Oh yeah, what's up? We can, matter of fact, I'll follow you on Instagram. We may even joke and laugh for a little bit, but keep your rascal ass over there. It's something about your vibe that ain't right. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but I know whatever it is, it ain't right and it don't match with me. Go over there. That's the kind of power you step into when you step into who you are, and you know who you are, and you know yourself. You have that power too. But as long as you running around and you don't know how great you are, and you don't know what's in you, you're not going to be able to access that because you're too dependent on your own other people to validate and give you the things that you're looking for. People can't validate and give you the things that you're looking for. You have to give that to yourself. And once you've given it to yourself, you're going to be able to identify with others who've given it to themselves. Not saying that you won't make a mistake here or there. Yes, I'm sure. Nigga, I'm human. I got some fuck ups that's a coming. I am going to misread people in the future. I'm going to mess up. And after I mess up and misread, I'm going to forgive myself and keep it pushing. But I'm right most of the time. I'm right most of the time. Yeah, that's right, Dexter. If you misjudge, you course correct immediately. Can't take this life personal, man. You just gotta be willing to do whatever the fuck it takes for you to live your best motherfucking life. You know what I mean? That's why I appreciate y'all listening. I always say this. I know I say this a whole lot, so I hope y'all don't get tired of me telling y'all I appreciate y'all. Because I'm gonna keep telling you niggas whether you like it or not. I'm going to keep telling y'all whether you like it or not. This is an environment where energy met its level. Like I told y'all before, I used to be scared to talk about shit like this. Because I was tired of dumb motherfuckers coming out of nowhere saying, well, you ain't right, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and mother, blah, blah, blah. I don't know shit, but shit, you ain't right. I allowed that shit to keep me silent for way too fucking long. Well, with you guys here, it encourages me because it reminds me that I made the right decision following my heart. You dig what I'm saying? But I wanted to address that part with Kevin Samuels, going back to what he was saying with Jeff Brown, because I want to put a button on this issue, because to me it's very important, this issue. I've been seeing a lot of Kevin Samuels followers going around saying that there are not enough black women that are marriage-minded for the black men. Where the window? Whose ass did that shit come from? Again, water meets its own level. If you're truly marriage-minded, if you truly have that energy and you're ready for it, you will attract it. If you haven't attracted it, that might be a little more soul-searching, especially if you're a man. I can halfway understand women saying that because just there's more women out there, just period. There's more women than men. Numbers-wise, there are more women than men. For whatever reason, men get locked up, incarcerated, die young to gang violence and shit. There are more women out there than men. So numbers wise, I can get women saying that, but as a man, No. Fellas. Men should never buy into a defeatist mindset. That's not what men do. The fuck you doing walking around as a man sounding defeated? Well, now it just ain't no more black women, and every black woman I got with, they not ready. Either they are ratchet or they looking for something. Well, if all you keep attracting is ratchet, then nigga, you probably ratchet. How about that? And again, I'm not here just totally shitting on Kevin Samuels. That man has said he has said a lot of worthwhile things. He has said a lot of truth that needs to be spoken. I'm addressing this issue right here. This whole issue of there ain't enough black women to marry black men. The fuck? As a man, if you got your shit together and you want to get down and get married, there are more than enough black women out there for you to have. Because it's more than you. Especially, and this goes to my straight brothers. What's going on in the gay community, I don't know. I don't deal with y'all community. You're going to have to go to some gay person if you want to know the stats for what's going on in the gay community. I'm speaking for the black male, heterosexual community. The kind of black dudes that only like pussy. I ain't talking about you black dudes that kind of like pussy, but you go ride a dick every now and again. You niggas go somewhere. You niggas go somewhere else. I don't know the stats for y'all. I don't know how to speak to y'all. All I gotta say is get in touch with yourself, brother. I'm speaking for black men who are straight, who only like pussy, who only like women. Natural born pussy, not the kind that was altered in the lab somewhere in a hospital. No. Talking about women born with one. I'm talking about brothers who like natural born women and only natural born women. I'm not talking about these less taste, every color of the rainbow ass niggas. You kind of niggas might be finding it hard to deal with because a woman ain't trying to get down with a man and get shit dicked. You niggas walking around with shit dicks wondering why women don't want you to come inside them. Women don't want semen and dookie inside their vagina. Not a woman that got her head on straight. Women don't want dookie streaks in their vagina. So I'm speaking to the black men who only like natural born women. No disrespect for you dookie chasers. I have no issue with the dookie chasers. That's fine, y'all. Chase as much compacted shit as you like. But I don't know how to address whatever issues you're facing in your community because I'm not a part of that community. I'm a part of the straight and straight community. That's the community I'm a part of. So if you one of them dudes that you present and show the world that you love women, but secretly you like getting shit dicked, well, let me give you some news. Women with their head on straight, they kind of pick that up about you. They may not know exactly what it is, but they know it's something. But they know it's something. They smell the perineum on your breath. Like, why does this nigga's breath smell like the space between the balls and the asshole? Women pick up on shit like that. So if you one of them dudes that's not true to yourself, therein lies some of your problems with women. Women will pick up on that. They may not know exactly what it is, but they know it's something. So speaking to my straight on straight brothers and sisters out there, there's somebody for you. But you will get that person when you are in alignment with yourself. As a matter of fact, it's a better relationship if you're in alignment with yourself. What do I mean by alignment with yourself? We was having this conversation, me and the Craig Facts crew after the show this past Thursday. Me, Blaze, Todd, Craig, Damon, we was all just talking about that and how each one of the brothers had their own, point of view on what a successful relationship looked like. And we started arguing, how we do when we argue and start clowning each other, talking shit. Todd got in on Blaze's glasses. Blaze started going in on Todd, looking like a withered weatherman. But the conversation basically ended when I brought the conversation full circle when I made sure and I told everybody, look, every man that spoke tonight about what they see is a successful relationship is right. Because at the end of the day, you can only live your truth and you got to live with an integrity of the things that you want and desire, which requires you to be in alignment with that. I cannot treat and live my relationship by the next man's rules for his relationship. And this is one thing I can tell you bussified dudes out there that like dookie dick. If you do like that, the least I can tell you is this. Be truthful with that. Because there are women out there who don't mind dudes that do that. And it's funny. Matter of fact, I hope my sister ain't listening. Yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna tell the story. I'm thinking I shouldn't, but my sister don't listen, and other people the people I'm talking about, they definitely don't listen to this show. Even if my sister heard it, she know. I'm not gonna mention any names. One of my sister's friends came to LA this past summer. Hadn't seen her in a long time. She left LA back in the 90s. She comes back to LA every now and again, but I hadn't seen this sister in a long time. And we were all catching up, She's down on the East Coast. We still here in LA. And we were having a conversation about this last dude that she broke up with. And she talked about how she had to break up with him because he was spending too much time with his best friend, which she found out the dude was not only his best friend, they were also, skeeting down a Hershey Highway with one another. Just slipping and sliding in chocolate in dookie with each other. And you know what she said? She said, see, it just threw me off. I knew something was up, but I didn't know that they was fucking. She was like, but you know what? I've been with a gay dude before, with a bisexual man before. I don't mind the bisexual man. Had he told me, maybe I could have dealt with it. And me and my sister looking at her like, what? You don't mind getting shit dicked? We were looking like, wow. Like, God Yeah, we ain't seen you in a minute, but goddamn, how times change. We met you in church when we was kids. You was the president of the youth department at our church back in the day. She was. You know how it is when you go to church, you got the youth department. She was the president of the youth department back in 92. Now she's talking about she's cool with her boyfriend shit dicking. But it went back to what I always say. Be 100. Had homie shit dick been 100 with his shit dicking and told her maybe they still be together. Maybe she go in the room and smell all the dookie when he and the homeboy do what they do. Again, you got to be 100 with yourself. Yes, Lori Brown, you're right. That is a red flag. But I'm speaking to the people who are into the dookie. I'm speaking to them. They got their own world that they live in where, you know, well, getting their asshole ripped apart is a part of life. That's true for some people. What's up, Tasha Ray in the chat room? Again, it comes down to being 100 with yourself. Like, I be like, you know how it is. I remember back in the day, I figured this part out. Because I've always been the kind of person, I've always liked thick women, thick in the thighs. I don't want no size 1.5 woman. No, too skinny. Look like a little boy. I like women that have obvious womanly features. Not little booty bump, not little small breasts. I like big titties and big booties. Always like that. She could be nice and thick. I'm cool with that. I've always been 100 with it. So I remember when I was in my teenage years, I thought everybody was 100 with what they like. I learned that lesson real young, in my late teens. Used to go play ball down the basketball court. That's why I encourage, kids do play sports, but don't look at sports as an ultimate end of what's going to get you out of your situation. Sports is a pastime. It's what you do for community and to stay in shape. Nothing more than that. It's not a career choice unless you're a blue chip, then maybe okay, but that's a different subject. When I used to hoop at Westchester Park 4 days a week in my teens. And I got to learn a lot about people being around all those grown ass men out there. You know how it is in between games, or you're at the park, people starting to leave, and you want to play a game 5-on-5, but it's only 8 people there. So, niggas start talking. Or it's a bunch of games going on. You waiting on the sideline, you 3 games down, niggas talk. So as a teenager, you learned a lot about life in those environments, waiting on your game, listening to the grown people talk. I would listen to all these dudes talk about, man, my woman, I was with this one chick, and man, she was green eyes, and man, any woman that I touch with, they gotta look like this, they gotta look like that, they gotta smell like this, they gotta smell like that. And then one day you be in the Fox Hills Mall and you see your homeboy from the basketball court who was talking about all these women that he got that look like Halle Berry in the face, got body like Amber Rose. Not the fake shit. A real version of that, I should say. They bragging about they women got this and got that. Then you see them out with a gal in the Fox Hills Mall. And that bitch look like Brutus from Popeye. You like, what? All that shit you been talking about, nigga, you got hoes that and girls that look like this and look like that? What's this wombat I see on your arms? I say that to say this. Niggas be talking all day about this and that, but then when it come down to who you really see them with, they don't be looking nothing like that. And that's okay. Just be okay with that. Tell them, look, be proud that you like dating women that look like former offensive lineman Nate Newton. That's cool. It's good you bragged her off the market so she ain't trying to holler at me. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You like women that look like Ray Malia. Cool. You like them strong-faced brides. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You just look silly when you run around talking about all your women, nigga, look like Tony Braxton from 1998. Bitches ended up looking like Braxton from the Jamie Foxx show instead. Who's this old man-faced bitch you got on your arms? Ain't you the one telling me that your girl looked like Beyonce? Like what you like. That's right, Larry. Like what you like. And I know in my relationship counseling with women, it throws women off. Because women will hear men say they like this and they like that, and they like this. And you got women running around trying to look like that and like this and like that and like this. When the whole time that nigga been saying he liked this and that, what he really liked was a woman with messed up edges like you have on your head, ma'am. This nigga don't mind your edges going back to your ears. He gonna be with you regardless. Come on, niggas, admit to liking women who got receding edges. Y'all wife receding edges women up every day of the week. I was in a wedding a couple months ago. Now, I'm not saying she had receding edges. She was a good woman my man married, no. But I was looking at some of the other married people in there. Man, you had married people of all kinds. This was one married dude had one leg longer than the other. Every time he took a step with his right leg, he grew 6 inches. Every time he stepped on his left leg, he lost 6 inches. That nigga walked like, That was the sound it made when he walked. Tall, short. Tall, short. Nigga, but Hopalong had himself a wife. Yet you got people out here that call themselves relationship experts saying that these people don't exist for you. That's where I have a problem. Black people out here that do have assets. They do own apartment buildings. They want to know how to find a good someone. They need good marriage advice. They have these assets. We're not going to neglect people who have these things because the majority don't. How will the majority get better if we don't feed and help the people who have get better at what they got? You say you want examples, don't you? Well, for those who are in position, let's give them good information and good advice. Let's not treat them like they're some anomaly that don't exist because your shit ain't in order. Y'all feel what I'm saying? that's how we do here at Hotepish, intelligent ish talk, intelligent shit talk. The home of the profound and the profane. We bring it all together. Solutions. I gave you tons of solutions in this last 2 hours. Tons. The primary solution being know yourself, which is usually the solution to all problems, really. When you know yourself, going back down when we talking about fractions, you reduce things down to their lowest common denominator. The lowest common denominator of all numbers is 1. You come into this world alone, you die alone. The more you know about that 1, the better you can be to 2 when you get that other significant 1. Because in a good relationship, 1 + 1 = 3. You, as a whole person, your significant other, as a whole person, and a whole relationship that's built off of 2 whole individuals. Not 2 broken people. If it's 50-50, that equals 1 broken motherfucker. You need to be whole. And if you ain't whole, just be on the path to wholeness. Be on that route. I wasn't whole when I got with my wife. And neither was she. But we both wanted to be. We both had a desire to be the best person that we can be. So since we had that desire to be the best individuals we can be, we helped each other. And we still to this day help each other out being the best person that we can be. That's my web guy calling because I'm getting Hotepish.com rebuilt and t-shirts and all that stuff. That website will be going to y'all guys soon. I got to talk to my web guy. I got other business to handle. Add in Cincinnati Ashtrays. I know I was supposed to do a show yesterday. A lot of shit came up. Sometimes you got to be there for a friend when a friend needs you to be there for them. So that's why I couldn't do yesterday's show. But I'll be back with you guys probably tonight on Cincinnati Ashtrays. Like, share the video. Breakthroughas.org. Buy the book, No Time to Waste. Buy the webinar too. Also buy my other webinar, Communicating Racism with Children. And email me, hotepish@gmail.com. I'm getting ready to do a webinar and I want to do it. I'm doing it on communication. Give me some ideas because I got a few things I want to teach on. For those of you, I salute and thank everyone who buys my webinars. I couldn't do it without y'all. But what are some communication issues that you need addressed that you want me to really break down specifically and give you guys paperwork, handouts, drills, and instructions on how to confront these issues? Let me know. Do you want it to be communication between spouses? I did the one communication with you and your children. But if you have any ideas, let me know because I'm putting together my next webinar and it's going to be on communication within relationships. But if you have any ideas you want within relationships, any particular part that you want me to focus on, email me, hotepish@gmail.com, and I'll consider your point of view and addressing the things that you want out of that. Okay? We're here to help each other. We're here to love each other. But we also here to be who the fuck we are. My name is Dwan B. Remember this, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. My name is Dwan B. We out.